There are a number of roles infrastructure plays in the portfolio. Diversification and protection on the downside. It also is able to pass through inflation in a very unique way. And then finally, these assets are essential service assets. So they do have very stable cash flows and very stable and growing dividends, which really allow for very stable outcomes through an economic cycle. In terms of the everyday themes that play out in our portfolio, if you go back 20 to 30 years, the infrastructure and utility space was growing at 1 to 2% per annum in terms of asset-based growth. Going forward, we expect that to be more like 5 to 7%, and that's driven by a number of themes. Decarbonisation, investing in grids, localising of supply chains, renewable generation, etc. Infrastructure utilities are absolutely crucial to the energy transition. They're able to facilitate that through investments through new technologies such as carbon capture and storage and hydrogen generation such as renewables. Importantly, that investment is underpinned by policy and regulation, which really helps not only decarbonise their networks, but also decarbonise their clients. Inflation pass-through functioned really well in 2023. You really were able to see infrastructure and utility assets pass through inflation in a very unique and seamless way. The reason they were able to do that is it's regulated, it's legislated, and it's policy. There's very, very little risk of that not occurring again in 2024. If you look at 2023, in the first 9 months, you saw bond yields move up quite quickly. As a result of that, infrastructure and utilities underperformed global equities. The last 3 months of 2023, bond yields moderated and fell, and that saw very strong performance of infrastructure and utilities relative to global equities. Going forward, we see that moderating bond yield environment continuing. Our companies, if you look at our portfolio, over 90% of the portfolio can pass through inflation. Realistically, it's not such an important factor in the outcome of our companies. As we see moderating inflation going forward, we also see moderating growth. Some of the key characteristics start to shine through, and they have extremely strong tailwinds such as decarbonisation, localising of supply chains, and the demand for data. Most importantly, that is a very positive environment for infrastructure and utility assets.